check 1, 2.
Yeah, I hear
very
you.
quiet.
A little bit crackling.
What the fuck is going on?
Hey, you have two mics. You have two mics running there, Frog.
Right at the moment, you sound like Flea did earlier when he first joined.
Hmm? Uh,
Check.
I mean, what's the worst thing that happens? We tie her up, put her on the one horse, have the driver do the horse.
Yeah, he'll probably have
Check
to
1, 2.
walk if she's gonna be kicking and screaming. I assume she's probably gonna be kicking and screaming
Check
the
1,
whole
2.
way we go. That's
Hey,
better.
I can hear you just fine.
That was really, really weird, guys. I don't know. My Discord was basically like, fuck you for a minute.
Discord has a mind of its own.
That was really strange.
Especially after up.
Part of our AI overlords taking over.
Can you guys hear me all right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Mhm.
no more crackling or soft.
I don't see you. Your camera's not on. go.
Is it gonna break it again?
Looks like it's working.
That was
I
really
see a
weird.
half naked child.
The quick wait, what the fuck?
Frog's like, I'm streaming right now. Oh shit!
And in one fell swoop, he got banned from Twitch.
And you
So, the rank that she shows out, it's basically an insignia of a mature blue tree with a large, intricate head and root system.
So it's blue, not white.
Yes,
So two different
and
badges.
it's like a baby blue.
So she's the National Guard, and we're pretty much every other legitimate branch of the military. I think we outrank her.
She'll scoff at you and continue to get ready to mount this horse, be it bareback, but as she beckons the driver to follow suit.
I'm gonna attempt to grapple her. Flea, get the rope.
Gareth just walks over with the rope and all stuff's like, all right.
Oh, you had the rope. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
Amara looks at you, Gareth, very deeply. Kind of
Oh, you're gonna insult him.
squints her eyes at you. You agree with this move? Are you sure? What would your master think?
Gareth just goes, mission is to escort you. Timeline is up to us. As then he like sits there, has the rope in one hand, and like goes grab one end of the other, and just does like a slight straightening line with it, like ready to just sit there like throw in wrapper.
Get your hands off me.
I'm gonna grab her.
Give me a wisdom saving throw.
All right.
Me
Nice.
or
Dice? No, me. I'm grabbing her. Dice, don't
Oh.
fail me now. 16?
As you grab her with your gauntlet, she kind of winces in pain. Ow! Unhand me, you heathen.
I'm gonna keep holding her. Try to touch her as little as possible while you tie her up.
yeah.
Hold on, before you go anywhere. I need you to roll me an acrobatics or an athletics check, please. Or actually, no, because you're the initiator. Give me an athletics check.
That one I'm more confident in. That is a dirty 20.
You have her pinned by both wrists. She's squirming and trying to pull away. The driver's just like,
I don't think he's gonna stop us.
she tries to kick you in your ankles, but her soft-toed shoe hits your plate.
Yeah.
Bink! Get off of me! Let me go!
Not how this works.
All right, Flynn, you see this struggle happening between two chicks.
Cat.
Girlfriend!
right.
Throw
I'm
some
gonna go
mud!
grab some water
see
real
two
quick.
chicks and rope getting ready to be involved.
I'm gonna grab some water real quick. I'll be right back.
Quick, get the jello.
Nah, throw some mud in that water. KY! Mud wrestling.
let go of me. All right, Flynn, what do you want to do?
I'm having some of that bread that we bought way too much of with that barrel of butter that we're carrying around for some reason, and I'm just having a little snack watching this all go down.
I'll mimic her scoff and say, "Are you talking to me?" And then I'll pull out a ration and just sit there and start watching the bullshit go down.
All right,
As
Gareth.
suddenly the escort mission turns into escorting a VIP to escorting a prisoner.
Yeah, but this is becoming a kidnap mission. What the fuck?
Hey, guidelines just said get her from A to B. There was no regulations on timeline or how,
That is true. So we're still
other
gonna get
than
paid for this.
alive.
Gareth, do you wish to engage in wrapping her up, and how? And who's
Yeah,
roped, by the way? Because we just roped
it's
up.
mine.
Didn't you rope up the other guy?
I had 100 feet of hemp rope on me.
So you cut it in half.
I just cut 20 feet off it. 20 feet's
Okay.
more than enough to hog tie a person.
100%. Okay. So you're cutting off another 20 feet, so it takes you down to what, 60 foot of rope?
Yeah, that would drop me down to 60 if I cut another 20.
Okay, got it.
And then with this 20, I would be cutting it basically into 2 10s, because she's not necessarily a prisoner, and we want her to be able to move on her own. So it's kind of doing like, basically like a rope shackle around her ankles, to where it's like tight around her ankles, but she can still like walk, and then using the other 10 to tie her arms behind her, so she can't like climb on a horse.
I mean,
So
I was
she can
thinking,
still
like,
move on foot.
I was thinking you were gonna go like with Red Dead Redemption 2, where you can hog tie him and put him on the back of the
No,
horse.
that's what with the guy who got the bolt in his leg was. He is straight hog tied.
I don't
Rope-
see why we need to keep our two tied victims separate from each other. They can be on the same rope.
I cut the other one. I cut 20 feet off my 100 foot for the first one.
Oh,
And
okay.
I cut 2 things at 10 here. One to tie her arms behind her back, and the other to do like a shackle chain kind of rope tie on her ankles, so she could still walk as needed.
All right.
Do I need to do rolls here? Frog's like looking between monitors. I'm waiting to be told what roll.
Yeah, I'm multitasking here.
You're good.
Yeah, this is interesting. You know what? No, I'm gonna give it to you. She's being restrained basically by Thalia, and Thalia is not a slouch. So
Okay.
So yeah,
Alright.
you're able to fashion that up. As you tie the finishing knot, she kind of as it kind of pinches her flesh a little bit. You hear a moaning coming from the individual with a bolt in his leg. Well, it's now a hole. The driver is still just watching all this shit going on.
Driver, did we get a name for the driver?
Well, he's saying that Flea, your pincushion seems to be waking.
Oh boy, pincushion. Start turning my head towards him.
Let's just make the driver's name John for now.
John, we're gonna get you to to our destination safely. But according to our contract, we don't have a time frame,
He put his
and
hand
we are
up.
not ready to move yet.
He puts his hands up. All right.
Well, he did mention checkpoints. I think there was 3 of them.
Yeah, 3. Sure. Yeah. All right. Just relax. Don't hurt me.
You'll be fine. You're a passenger, for now.
Right. Passenger. Yeah. But all in the same team. Yeah.
Anyways,
Gareth will offer him a biscuit.
Thank you. Thank you. And he kind of just goes over to the tree, just leans on the back of the tree, and just starts eating. But he's obviously very aware, and he's kind of just keeping his eyes open.
all right.
Concussion time. Concussion time.
As you approach the individual you shot, Flea, he's moaning, coming to. What? I didn't hear you.
Hello.
I'm alive. I'm alive. Ah!
Yeah, you're alive.
Ah! And he kind of holds his leg a little bit. Ah!
That poison's not gonna kill you. I made it myself.
You shot me.
You started this whole shit.
Don't. You don't understand.
You dropped a staff fully charged.
Jacob dropped it. He dropped it. Okay. It was an accident.
Accident my ass. That shit hurt.
Where is Jacob?
Well,
Dead.
judging by the trajectory of the moon and the sun, probably dead by his own staff.
No, not Jacob. No.
Oh, and I'm pretty sure he killed your other cohorts too with that blast.
No, this went bad. This wasn't supposed to happen like this.
What was that staff anyway?
None of us went to pick it up.
It's
I thought it was broken, gone, reduced to atoms.
No. Side note: the crystal broke. The staff was still there.
Oh, okay.
The plants attacked us, and none of us went after, or none of us picked up the staff.
Okay.
It just wasn't supposed to go like this. We picked up. We picked it up off of a previous caravan.
Flea'll slide down real quick. Wasn't supposed to go. How?
What would you do if you were starving? It's either that or die.
Is my kid crying on the bathroom floor?
What?
Sorry, that was out of character. Well, if my kid was hungry, I'd try and find a job.
This is not our land. I'm just trying to.
You can still find a job even if it's not your land, even if it's cheap money. You could buy bread.
You know, not all of us have the ability to join a group and do what's signed up.
Join? I was sold to this group. I don't want to hear shit from you.
You won't understand.
I was put here myself.
You're blinded by your own self-ambitions. You don't understand what it's like to care for others.
And you're blinded by greed.
Greed? Greed or survival? Greed or survival?
You wanted food first, and then you heard that we were the dogs of war, and then you wanted our money. That is greed.
Of course, we all know the dogs in this area have a very large cash flow. What is
Yeah.
a couple of coin anyway? To you guys, nothing.
But did you earn it? Did you kill creatures? No, you try and rob off any willing little people you see.
I do believe you are a hypocrite, Flea.
Shut up.
Points to Thalia.
Nah, you can deal with him now. He's no fun no more.
Well, the way I see it, we can either leave him, kill him, or bring him with us.
No, don't leave me. Don't leave me. I'll surely die. They're waiting. They're waiting for me. I got. They depend on me.
You hear that? They're waiting on him.
So
Well-
we don't have enough food for an extra mouth. And we've already got extra baggage. So
So, like me,
leaving
you try
you
to feed
here.
others.
Yeah, but everybody on my team earns their keep.
So, he's a bandit, right? You think he's worth anything? Could always turn him in at the checkpoint.
Checkpoint.
Doubt we're gonna get anything off him.
I can show you the checkpoint.
What would you know about our checkpoints?
I've been running these roads for a while now. Me and the others.
Mm,
Can I do an insight check to see if he's lying about knowing the checkpoints?
Unfortunately, insight doesn't necessarily work that way, but if you wish to
Oh.
add a spidey sense tingle, you are more than welcome to do so.
Well,
Insight is
sure.
your gut feeling.
Well, my gut
Basically.
feeling says he's lying. 16.
I mean, there's a tremble in his voice. He does seem to be in a high stress situation. Not to mention, you guys are really poking at him with these moral situations. You know, and he's got a hole in his fucking leg. So I mean, your spidey sense is, you know, somewhat feeling like he's maybe valid to a degree.
I think he might be leading us to a trap, but we can always use him as bargaining.
Look, just get me. Other people depend on me. Just let me go.
Either way, let's move. Probably be
Yeah.
a good idea to hit the checkpoint before night. I'm gonna go look for this staff super quick though before we head out.
I'll let you go. But if I ever see you on this road again, I'm taking body parts with me.
I can't walk on my own. Could you at least help me?
Tough. We gotta walk ourselves. Seems we're both crippled here.
Please. There's.
I'm gonna
What-
get up
what
and say we're moving out.
What if? What if I know someone? What if I could find someone to help you? We are many, and like you said, you are willing to. Obviously, I can't work, and I can't. What if there's someone that I could work with you and help you on whatever it is you're doing?
No. And I'm gonna walk away.
You cannot leave me like this.
I'm gonna keep walking. Let's go.
Coin.
Oh.
We have coin. We have coin and crystal.
Crystal, you say?
Lee, we're gonna get paid after this job.
Yeah, but crystal.
They might have
Shiny.
They might have crystal waiting for us at the checkpoint.
Oh, come on. Let me just play one more game.
No.
Damn it. Ah.
I'm gonna throw what's her fuck onto the good horse and lead the lame horse on foot.
As you grab Amara, give me another wisdom save, please.
I don't know, I feel like the rope is a suitable barrier between me and her that I don't need a wisdom check.
Okay, roll me a wisdom check with advantage.
Okay, I'll take it. 19
That's good.
and
That's good enough.
a 7, yeah.
Alright, cool. As she flops her body on there, she's kicking her legs a little bit in disagreement here as you plop her on which horse? Bucky or Buddy?
Whichever one is not lame.
I thought it was Bucky.
Ish.
Bucky
Okay,
is
Bucky.
not lame. Buddy is lame.
What is the wording on
Right.
charm? Does that affect animals?
Not right now.
What's the
Okay.
driver doing?
Yeah, this is my charm. This is just her.
This is my yeah, I know, I'm just wondering. We'll keep you. I'm going to talk to the driver, John. We'll
Uh,
keep you safe, and we'll get you to the checkpoint. If you want to stay there while we carry on the rest of the mission, that's fine.
no, I'm not staying here alone. But I thought you are bound by duty to serve. You're just gonna leave this man here, this innocent man?
Innocent man. He's the one who's given you the. I don't know what the disease is where you hear that constant ringing in your ears.
Tendinitis.
Tendinitis. He's the one who gave you the tendinitis.
Yes, but look at him. He's harmless right now.
Okay,
Right
okay,
now.
okay. John, I have a coin in my hand right now. Call heads or tails. If it lands on it, I'll patch him up.
Sure.
Ding!
Heads.
It's up. Anybody got a coin on them?
Just roll.
I got coin.
Two-headed.
I got
Little
one.
did he know that it's a
Oh,
two
Just
tails
roll
coin.
Roll a d20. Tails is 1 through 10. Heads is 11 through 20.
I just flipped a quarter. It popped up tails on my end.
All right. That's fine with me.
Well, looks like it's tails.
I'm going. I'm starting to walk. Leading both the horses, I guess.
All right, Gareth, what are you doing?
Gareth, we did take a short rest, so if you want to pop healing rolls.
Oh
you can.
yeah, I just forgot to add that as well. I'm
Oh,
at
I need to do
21.
mine. I need to do mine as
I
well.
did it on my sheet, just not on here.
Yep.
Um,
Me too.
I am maxed.
Yeah. So we're leaving him, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Gareth will turn to Fleet. Kind of turn to Fleet. It's like, leave alive or leave dead.
He can be alive if the gods choose to. If the gods want him to live, he'll live.
The poison's
You
not
walked up.
gonna.
I'm asking Fleet this.
I mean, we could drag him, try and get a bounty, but that'd be more work for you, big guy. It's up to you. But the poison's not gonna kill him. The insects eating his lung, however, that's a different story.
As you all
Gareth
head
just
on
kind of
out.
shrugged.
Go ahead.
Yeah, Gareth. I was just gonna say he's just going to kind of shrug his shoulder, grab the rope bindings, and just start dragging him as he walks
Oh,
for what little bit of bounty we can get.
Oh,
I mean-
you're taking him along?
Yeah, Gareth
Yeah.
is pulling him.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and still because Fleet mentioned a possible bounty. Might be able to get bounty. Garrett's just going to go ahead and just grab the rope binding that he has him in, and just kind of drag him by it.
Okay.
I mean, bindings lead to more biscuits. Or
And
Full
Garrett
head,
does love a good
full
biscuit.
rat person-sized biscuits.
hey,
Yeah.
hey, that's enough to feed my family for at least 2 days.
All right. As you could go back to the street or the road where you guys kind of veered off, Flynn. I mean, you saw the battle. It's not going to take you a while at all. You find this rod, right? This rod, it's copper, right? And the copper rod, it seems to have engravings and sporadic patterning that seem to be like embossed in the side and all around the handle. Like it's very adorned and intricate, this copper rod. The top has like, think of like the Tower of Isengard, like the top of it, the spikes that come off the top of it, where a gem was probably housed in it. The gem itself shattered and broken to bits. It's all over the place, but the rod is still intact.
So I'll just grab this rod and throw it in the bag and join my crew and be on my way.
As you grab
Guys,
the
he found
rod,
his rod.
as you grab the rod and kind of switch the hands, it's kind of, you squeeze it, right, and you switch the hands, and as you open your palm, it's kind of wet and muddy in this little area because the creature is a little bit mushy, like a little bit of like plant residue, moss, and kind of wetness, you know. As you open your hand, you see a picture, or at least a portion of a picture in your hand, which looks to be like a zigzag, but it trails off the palm of your hand.
Interesting. I'll have to look at this later. and I'm gonna wipe it off and join my team.
Okay, you wipe it off as it smears like mud off your palm. You guys make your way down the road to this elusive next checkpoint with Amara clearly not happy, struggling, and kind of. Did you gag her too?
Not yet.
No,
She wasn't gagged.
Well, she'll be cursing the tongues at you guys as she's gonna flopped over her horse.
Oh, and we put out the fire too. I don't want to.
That's fine.
Okay.
Then on that point, we'll take our 10-minute break because I gotta do some writing.
Sounds good.
All right, cool. Be back. You know what? I'm gonna need a little bit of a heads up, so let's come back at 12 after the hour to give me a little bit more leeway here. All right, give me
All right.
12 after the hour, gentlemen. So I'll catch you guys in a minute.
Damn. If I could have only had that visualized, that would have been great. It would have been like Flea sliding down like one of those guys in front of the fireplace with his elbow on the floor. Yes, how's it going there, buddy?
Elliot, why you abandoning us, huh?
What's up, buddies?
Why do you hate us now?
My backstory was heavily tied with Carolitos, so
Oh, so now we're
with him exiting, I figure it was a good exit point for Phileas too. Like he was, Carolitos was gonna be Phileas's anchor.
okay.
Damn,
So-
freaking buff.
I see how
So-
it is.
You have a new character, and we'll meet up with you at the checkpoint. I hope.
So since Phileas is no longer a valid character, I do have a new character who's ready to join us that you guys have horribly have not taken any of Frog's bait for. So just so you know, Phileas, while he was a worshiper of Bahamut, he did have Tiamat, or an avatar of Tiamat, possessing him.
Oh, that's great.
Yes.
And
That's wonderful.
And I keyed it off with Frog that if he were ever to die or be close to a death saving throw that he couldn't make, that it would have been bad news for everybody.
Oh wow.
I mean, Cult of
Go
the
ahead.
Dragon. Let's go. Wait, the Draco Lich has already been raised, and now it worships Tiamat. I'm fully for this. Let's go.
But yeah, no, I have a new character, and yeah, you guys just don't want to take any of Frog's bait.
I don't know what bait he was alluding to.
There was
I get-
so many plot hooks that you guys were just like, nope, I'm gonna tie her up. Nope, I'm gonna shoot this guy.
What do you?
Yeah,
What? You didn't. I'm
apparently
confused.
we were supposed to let, like, I'm guessing the one dude run, or at least listen to her and leave immediately.
No, we were supposed to let her go, which in that case she would be caught.
So like Frog hasn't told me any of this. This is just me outside looking in. And the person that was running away, I assume that you guys were supposed to track him. The
flea.
Instead of
Thanks.
shooting
Fucked it
him,
up.
Well, guess what? Payback's a bitch. I said at the last session I was
the
gonna stab
hostage
him in
that
the
you guys
leg.
have, you guys aren't listening to whatsoever. And the escort chick who's wanting to move forward with the story, you guys have now hogtied.
We're moving
I
forward with the
just
story.
did what I was told. She's not she's not hogtied. The guy who tried running's hogtied. She's just got like a little chain shackle rope system going on.
Okay. Sorry, the restrained escort.
Yes.
And thank
Wow.
God, Phileas isn't in the party because there might be some repercussions for this Dogs of War group.
Well, to be fair, if you were still here, you would have probably corralled her.
She
Yeah, you probably would have been
Phileas-
able to talk some sense into her.
Phileas was charmed by her last session.
Yeah, he
Oh,
was
that's right.
fully under her control.
Yeah. Now we're in control, the way it should be.
We're off the rails now.
In all honesty, I was expecting me having to make a wisdom saving throw. It's if I was to fail that, Frog was gonna have me fucking tie you, Thalia. Instead, is what I was
Oh my God.
expecting.
I just love every
Gareth,
check
you
that
and
Frog
me
has-
going at it would have been really, really interesting to see how that goes.
every check that Frog has asked, I'm like, okay, I can kind of see where he's going with this. And then you guys have like rolled super fucking high. I'm like, okay, he's fucked.
I.e. Frog going, all right, give me like an extra like 15 minutes here.
Yeah.
Everything has failed. Time to hard railroad.
he he literally told me like, this is where the next step is gonna be. This is where your person will be. I'm like, okay, cool. And he's just sending me ... dot dot dot. I'm like, okay.
God.
I said it last session. I was gonna take my anger out on the dude that was hiding.
I'm like, hey man, don't worry about it. I'm answering some work emails right now.
There you go.
Should have made some hints that didn't trigger Thalia.
I thought it was completely funny.
Thalia is about ready to fucking say fuck all and go across the sea to her original party. Everybody hates her on this side of the world.
We don't.
Yeah,
You're
you
like-
guys. I'm so happy that
You're
you
like
guys
an
just went
ant
along with
that's-
it.
You're like an ant that's disappointed in Flea and will scold
Yeah.
him.
Yeah.
But that's about it.
Fucking flea.
Lynn over
Trying to
here.
lecturing the fucking bandit on stealing. Wow.
Oh, I was
I mean, hey.
framed. I mean, there's better ways of stealing than, hey, let me just, oh shit, this is a huge group of people that look very dangerous. Better run.
Yeah.
I mean,
There-
you're
there's
in
that,
dogs.
and
So you're in Dogs of War territory, known for mercenaries that are sent out to kill, and you're a lightly armed group of people.
Yeah.
I don't think that's a smart thing. I don't know. I just thought it was hilarious.
No, it was. I'm really, really happy that my
What
wisdom
am I
checks
supposed
came
to
through.
do? My kid's home alone, hungry. Is he crying on the bathroom floor?
I haven't seen Home Alone 2, so I don't.
Joe Pesci?
I missed that too.
I think that was in the first one too.
Oh, when he was
It's in
when
both
he was
of
like
them, 'cause
mumbling.
it's-
Yeah, he
it's
heard
in
it.
the
He hurts
same
himself. And
movie.
was frustrated about it.
Yeah, when he's frustrated.
Yeah. Yes, I know what you're talking about now.
There's no swearing, but there is Joe Pesci.
Harry, what happened to your head?
Why are you dressed
Marv.
like a chicken?
Where are your shoes? Oh yeah, that's what it is. Why are you dressed like a chicken? Where are your shoes?
Why the hell are you taking shoes off? Why the hell are you dressed like a chicken?
Uh-oh. What? You're missing you're missing some teeth. My golden tooth. My golden tooth. Where is it?
Kill him! I'll kill him! What a movie. You know, it's weird. Lego. I like to build Legos in my off time, and they have like these more adult themed ones that use more advanced building techniques, and like more pieces and stuff. And they made like a minifigure scale model of the Home Alone house / mini mansion thing.
That's awesome.
It's like it's such a strange.
Did it
like,
come complete with the accurate number of poinsettias?
that would be great.
I mean, I still love number 2 over number 1.
No, that.
It has Donald
Oh,
Trump in
no.
it. Is that why?
No, because
the
of him.
com-
Because the traps in number 2 are so much better.
Yeah.
Like they edited it out when they put it on just regular TV, but there's one scene where they pulled like the doorknob to go up to the attic, and it's just like a rope attached to the doorknob, and all you hear is tink, 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 tink,
I'm
tink.
gonna post a picture of it in the general chat.
It keeps getting louder, and then all of a sudden you just see the door just like slam into them, and then there's like the tool chest on the other side. That was the sound of a tool chest falling down a flight of stairs.
You can get a picture of it. It's not letting me.
I still appreciate the Home Alone 1 with the tarantula. Just says
Yeah, the
Growing up-
tarantula, the Hail
Well-
Mary tarantula.
Yeah, the Hail Mary tarantula, and also the fact growing up as a kid, I had a pet tarantula that was the same type as that one, which is a rose hair. So that little scene is like, hey, look, it's, and then as I'm going like thinking of my pet tarantula at the time.
Harry,
Right.
stand still. Don't move. What are you doing, Marv? What are you doing, Marv?
With the fucking crowbar.
Did I get it? Did I get it? I'll get you, you little.
Trink.
How does it
Where
feel?
are you, little creep?
Suck brick, kid.
Yeah, it like opens up in the back. It's got their little like, I don't know what kind of van they had, but it's also got the tree house.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, because he takes the zip line down to the
Mhm.
treehouse.
Yep.
Snake,
Uh.
snake. No, not ringing a bell.
Snakes. He kind of sounded like a snake.
I don't know what has happened. Two people were arguing, and then the other guy blew him away. What? Just blew him away. But he said his name was Snake.
He was snakes. Like
Was it
plural
snakes?
for some reason. He wasn't cool enough to be
Home Alone.
what's his name? Solid Snake from Metal Gear.
Yeah, it was Snakes.
I haven't seen that movie in so long, man.
Shit, I don't know. Yeah,
I want you to get down on your knees and tell
I
me you
know
love
they
me.
apparently made a new one or whatever where it's him growing up and it's now actually his kid going through like the same shit basically.
Don't know.
Hmm. I don't know. I know they made a commercial one year where they brought the same actor in, and I don't know. It was clearly a reference to Home Alone, but he was like
Oh,
way
yeah.
older and shit, and his family is gone again. But he was like an adult this time. He was like, okay,
Yeah,
All I
there's
know
that,
is after 2, they just started pumping out more and more, and it just went downhill.
well, yeah. After the second one, they they went with like completely different cast and different characters.
Dude, I saw the third one. The third one, oh my god, don't even get me on that one.
Yeah, I know there's that. Christmas Story. The You'll Shoot Your Eye Out. They're apparently
Yeah.
making a new one of that when with them all grown because the trailer
Yeah.
released I think it was like last week.
Yeah.
They recreated the whole pole scene as well as like one of the stunt scenes.
Like a remake or a
No,
sequel?
it's an actual sequel, like a
Yeah.
2 theaters sequel.
John Wick 4. That was
John Wick
released
4.
I
today.
saw that trailer earlier.
Avatar. I'm excited for Avatar Part 2.
I don't know, because there was a news article that says if it flops, he has like a backup or something.
I mean, he's been working on it for so long, and the first one was, I think it was an amazing movie. So
and
I'm going.
He's
I'm
already sat
excited.
there, filmed 3, 4, and 5. Like all those are on the editing room except for 5, which I think they're still doing like last roundup shots.
They also re-released the old one in
Yeah.
4K HDR, which is
Yeah.
pretty exciting because that movie
Oh.
was already really, really beautifully lit. So
So, on the note of the Avatar and all stuff, so it's like you go back in 2009, you had Modern Warfare 2 release, you had Avatar release, and we were just coming out of recession.
oh,
Here we are in 2022, Modern Warfare 2 releases. We have an Avatar movie coming out, and we're just coming out of recession.
we're going into a recession. I don't know what you're talking about.
We're coming out. We're
We've-
coming out of one, then quickly go back in.
No. Oh,
No,
okay.
No. That's what.
COVID.
No.
With COVID
Matt's
also
actually
coming back
right.
out.
We're actually stabilizing, and going backwards, but then it's gonna unstabilize, and we're gonna go back into the recession.
Yeah, we're in a stabilization at least at the moment. So it's like, so Avatar 2 and Avatar and Modern Warfare 2 are not allowed to be near each other in the years. Apparently, as it fucks around with the recessions and shit. It's like, Okay.
It's just the time is not a line, it's a wheel, and it comes around.
Apparently, we've already made the full cycle.
Yeah. Yeah, in the wheel of time, it takes thousands of millions of years for it to come around again. But in our timeline, we're just spinning really fucking fast.
Funny enough, my brother read that book.
I love that book series. I'm still working on it, but I'm like on the fourth one. There's a lot to read.
What book?
The Wheel of Time.
I think
Uh,
Mike was on the was waiting for the
Yeah.
last book, but the author died. So what, his kid
Oh,
or wife?
Brandon Sanderson took over. He's like a super fan. He wrote The Way of Kings. He's a very accomplished author himself. He
So
took it over, and now I think he's finished the main series, and I think he's working on spin-offs right now.
yeah, so my brother was reading that book ever since the first one came out, or since he was in high school. Not too sure.
Frog is
No,
moving on the table.
If you're looking, I mean, I read it a long time ago, but Breach in the Watershed is a good fantasy novel.
yeah, one of your nicknames came from one of those books.
Yeah.
Breach in the Watershed?
Yeah, Breach in the Watershed.
Was that the one where your nickname came from?
Yeah. My character name for a long time was Lord Smiter, which is the name of a sword from the book. But basically, it's a world split into three domains. You know, the mundane earth, the elvish, high class purity area, and like fucking Mordor. And Mordor's been trying to basically dig through this holy mountain range that they haven't been able to do it for a while, and they breach into like the mundane world, and shit just goes fucking south.
Definitely gonna have to read it. Although it doesn't have it has a pretty mediocre rating on Goodreads.
It's old as shit, man. I mean, I mean, this was
It's only 95.
I read it in junior high area, and I thought it was a good read, and I'm not much of a reader.
Okay. Did you see that Andy Serkis, the guy who plays Gollum, released audiobooks for The Hobbit and The Lord of the Rings?
No, but that's awesome.
It is awesome, and he is such a good voice actor.
Before
so
we
good,
do that,
man.
though, I just want to Frog, are we good with the time check, or are you still writing?
Well, we'll find out. But I'm ready to go when you guys are.
All right.
You need another 2 minutes?
Uh-uh.
All right, let's do this on the fly.
Woo!
Let me just chew my milk duds.
Phileas filled us in that we were missing all of your fucking hints and shit.
So hold on. Were they missing the hints? Because it feels like they were missing the hints.
What makes you think I'm gonna let you peek behind the DM screen?
You were sending me a lot of
That's a
dot
yes.
dot. You were sending me a lot of dots.
That's my push to talk key.
Frog has a terrible
Thought it
poker
was
face.
0. Thought your push to talk was 0.
All right, so where did we leave off? Damn, this is really chewy.
We left off on everybody going on the road. And Gareth dragging the bandit behind.
And I'm leading horses.
You lead horses down the road from a buggy's pace, a 2-horse drawn carriage, to on foot. Over the course of the next few hours, Amara, engaging in conversation, or attempting to engage in conversation, in particular with Thalia, not so nice things to say about Thalia, begins to call you kidnapper and treasonous cur and a non-loyal dog. She begins to explain that once word gets back to High Command, that your days in the Dogs of War are through, as she continues to rant on, clearly in anger and frustration.
Dude,
Occa-
she is a fucking Karen.
Occasionally,
I'm gonna call the management. You're not gonna have a job anymore.
occasionally kicking her legs around, being very, very frustrated. John, not saying a single word as he brings up the tail, just kind of going with the flow. The individual that you are dragging behind is not happy either, having been drugged down the road for a couple of hours at this point in time.
He's still walking, right?
Who's walking?
The guy we tied up.
No,
No,
he's being
He's not
dragged.
walking. He's being dragged.
I'm,
Garrett's
I'm
dragging him.
dragging him.
Yeah, like
For hours?
like
Dude,
caveman.
that's like
He's pulling by the rope.
I don't
At
I
some-
don't condone that.
At some point during the course of following this road and friction, his clothing begins to tear away in certain locations and rip, and a couple of abrasions show up on his back and arms and upper torso as he's rolling around as he's being drugged down the road over gravel and mud and dirt. Occasional branch.
The dirt and mud will stop any blood. It'll clot it quick enough.
Fair enough.
Sure.
We're not on horseback. It's not going to like rip open the skin. It'll just slowly scratch in. The dirt and mud will pack that in and keep it from bleeding.
You begin to hear weeping coming from behind you, Gareth.
Gareth kind of turn around and just kind of look at him as not stop walking. Like he's going to keep walking. He just kind of looks back as he's walking.
You can see the individual you're dragging seems to be emotionally distraught, not only in physical pain, but there seems to be a mental anguish going on as well with him as he begins to not bawl, but he's definitely crying to a degree. This grown man is absolutely crying.
Do I hear this?
100%.
I know that this is occurring. I can't do it. We're gonna stop the party. Because they Flea and Gareth decided to go against my orders again.
Said it's a possible bounty. I didn't go against your orders. I left them. Gareth grabbed
Now
them
you're
after I
doing
said-
cruel and unusual punishment.
Actually, I would argue that this would be fitting for punishment for what he in his.
This is cruel and
Already
unusual
tried to do.
punishment. There's a reason why we don't do this to people in a lawful setting.
Then heal him.
I can't. I only have one use of healing of cure wounds. Because I'm not a fucking
Okay.
cleric. I'm a fighter with a feat that allows me to use one spell, one time, one day.
Okay, so then we patch up his leg and give him a stick to walk on.
You have medicine kit? Because I don't.
I mean, we have bandages, don't we?
Do we? Because I don't.
I have a mess kit.
Man, mess kit is not a medicine kit.
No.
That's a food kit, Bri.
Ow.
What the fuck did you... Mess does not
Yeah.
equate to medical.
This is like a cooking kit.
Yeah. Garrett's just gonna go over, grab him actually like by the tie and just throw him over his shoulder,
Thank you. That's better.
and he's just gonna carry him on his shoulder.
That's
You know,
better.
you feel his raw flesh exposed in some areas, just kind of, it's like hot when it's compressed
Yeah.
against your flesh.
He's gonna have a fucking fever, and he's gonna start getting really fucking sick, and it's gonna be your fucking fault.
I mean, we make it to the checkpoint. It's not our fault anymore.
Okay, whatever.
So,
I don't know the argument.
So let's go.
All right.
As Frog's going, what the fuck?
This is hilarious.
I don't see anything hilarious about this.
I'm more laughing just because of Frog's reaction at the current time, but I
I'm
digress.
just trying to cover my mouth because I have a horrible poker face.
You're good.
I mean, let's be honest. This is not as bad as when I snapped that guy's fingers and then it started turning his hand bad. and then we had to cut off his arm.
What?
And then, oh yeah, this was Tuesday's
yeah,
table.
Yeah, we're talking about Tuesday where we butchered a surgical.
Oh yeah, we played a little mini game with this guy's arm.
Yeah.
Frog, why'd you put the lawful neutral person into this fucking degenerate table? God damn.
Well, it was a good intimidation check when I broke his fingers.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Okay. I guess we're gonna keep going.
Do 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 do
Manamana.
do 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 do.
Manamana.
As you continue to walk down the road, Amara's griping and bitching and moaning diminishes as you begin to hear her whisper unaudibly, meaning you can't make out what she's whispering.
Flynn, do you hear her?
What was that?
Do you hear her? Is she
Not really.
incanting? Is she incanting?
Can I do an investigation and check if she is?
Sure.
Is she contributing verbal components to a spell?
I rolled an 8.
Thanks, Flynn.
As you listen in,
Eustace, you continue to be useless outside of the other table.
as you hear her whispering, nothing to you seems to radiate, like her patterning, her tone, her dialect doesn't strike you as magical. But you don't hear what she's saying. All you hear is the rhythm and the tone of her voice.
Nothing that I can tell.
Alright, we'll keep going. At least until
Um,
nightfall. Whenever nightfall starts
Do
to
I
happen, then
see
we will
that
have
she's
to stop.
like whispering into a certain area of her?
Yeah,
Boy.
absolutely. Her head is turned towards the horse's head.
Um,
The horses are
Well-
still tied together. I want to make that clear.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, be careful with the horses. It looks like she's speaking to them.
How is was it Bucky? Bucky, the one that was lame?
Buddy.
Buddy's injured.
Buddy. How's his foot looking?
It still has a little bit of a limp in it. You okay? Oh, by the way, I need you, Zoe. Who
Uh-oh.
the fuck is dying tonight? Someone has to die tonight.
Didn't we lose 2 people?
It can't be Phileas.
Bandit. Say the bandit.
Flea,
Say the bandit.
Talia, or Flynn.
Flynn.
Flynn?
Ooh.
Got it. All right.
dodge the bullet there. The
The
goddess,
goddess of death has spoken.
Oh, it's on.
So it shall be.
All
Bye,
right.
Flynn.
So, you continue walking down the road?
Yep.
It's
Until nightfall.
It is now officially nightfall.
Okay. I'm gonna stop the party and talk to the carriage driver, John.
As he leans on a tree, as you slow the carriage down, he's like rubbing at the bottom of his foot. He he peels off his boot and there's like rocks coming out of it. You know, he starts rubbing his foot. Ah, man, walking sucks.
Do you know if we're close enough to the checkpoint that we should keep walking, or should we stop for the night?
Honestly, we're at this rate, we're not going to hit the port in at least another, I don't know, 7-10 days if we're on foot.
Yes.
I mean, it's a 4-day travel, easy by buggy. And I didn't bring enough rations, so all the rations we brought are at the bottom of the ravine.
Lovely. All right, we'll camp here. Flea, why don't you try to find some food? Gareth. Gareth, start gathering firewood. Flynn, use your offensive magic in a creative way. I'm sure you can come up with something. And I'm gonna try to tend to these horses.
Yeah. Gareth will just kind of take the guy off his shoulder and just kind of like drop him on the ground slightly on his stomach, and then go get wood like he was told.
Leo'll start to disappear from everybody's sight and try and go find food.
I'm going to attempt to pick up what's her Amara.
So you picked up Amara, and she squirms. She doesn't want to be touched by you.
Good. Now she knows how it feels. I'm gonna set her down gently.
You have
or-
no idea the trouble you're in.
I answer to a higher power than the dogs of war.
Oh, these dogs of war don't take lightly to this type of treatment. You're supposed to be like brothers and sisters.
You're not my sister. By placing yourself above me, we are no longer siblings.
But I am above you in rank.
I'm following orders to the T.
Rockbend or not, all rockbends adhere to their hethrons. And when I get word back, oh, the things they do to people that break the code of the dogs of war.
If you were,
they're gonna flay you alive.
If they do, so be it. Just as long as they know it was me, not the rest of them.
Oh, you don't understand. The Rockbend takes accountability for all underneath Rockbend. They are
Good.
all equally as guilty.
I'll suffer the punishment of 6 men. But I'm following orders.
If your cohorts had any real reason on what it means to be a dogs of war, they would have put a knife in your back a long time ago.
Guess that means I command more loyalty than you do.
You better hope I don't make it to that port.
You'll make it to that port.
And what makes you think you're gonna get your pay out of it, huh?
Money is of no object to me.
Flea.
Mm-hmm.
Money is no object to Thalia. You heard that.
No, he's gone.
No,
He's
I'm
Oh,
gone.
you're gone.
I already disappeared.
Fuck you.
Everybody's gone. I'm by myself. I was fully expecting a wisdom save. And like all this other shit going on.
So what now, Rockbend Thalia? Just drag me along the countryside for what, another 7 to 10 days?
We're moving as fast as we can.
Yeah? You look kind of light on food.
Flea is a capable hunter.
Well, don't you have all those elven breads that we bought?
Yeah, we do. But she doesn't necessarily need to know that.
She doesn't know that, so. Just a matter of time. Don't worry. I'll get away. You better hope.
You do.
You better hope the hunter doesn't find you either.
I feel like you misunderstood the way what's it called?
What's the word you're looking for?
I don't know. If I knew, I wouldn't be struggling.
Situation.
Predicament.
Client and employee relationship. Yeah, that revolves around trust, and you broke that as soon as you started charming my crew.
Charming? What do you mean? Is it my
I know.
fault that your cohorts are attracted to me?
You used magic. I know exactly what that is.
Nah, whatever you say.
You can't fool me.
Apparently, Milady Thalia, you're always right. I'm not going to even call you Rockbend anymore.
Good. I don't care about your approval.
Boy, I hope he finds you. Just you wait. 10 days on open road, it's guaranteed to find you.
Good. I'm gonna ignore her and see to the horses, make sure that they're tied and fed and all that.
What do you feed them?
I'm gonna. I guess can I try to I want to look around for suitable food.
You're in the open woods, man. There's edibles and vegetation everywhere. It's a matter of taking
Yeah,
your pick.
so I want to. We'll do what the most healthy looking grass is.
Absolutely. In the last hours of day or last minutes of daylight, enough to see some bluish green grass that seem to wave. They actually hiss as the wind kind of cuts through them. We'll call it snake grass.
I'm gonna trust that my crew can set up camp by themselves. They know how to do it. I'm gonna try to make sure the horses are cleaned and they're comfortable. I'm gonna kind of, because I miss having a horse of my own.
Absolutely. I mean, Bucky and Buddy are absolutely there. You're obviously their caregiver at the moment, and they're already obedient horses, so it doesn't take much finagling for them to follow suit. These are highly trained horses.
Yeah, maybe what's her fuck will notice that.
All right, Gareth, what are you doing?
I'm out getting wood like I was told. So I'm more or less I'll be looking for small saplings I can easily just chop with my battle axe.
Absolutely. You got tons of vegetation around here. It doesn't take much to find. I'm not going to have you roll to search for it when you're surrounded by it. So yeah, you absolutely take about an hour to gather everything you need to gather. As you're putting the last log on your pile, and you're big, you're carrying a massive pile of branch and timber. You could hear the sounds of leaves on ground crunching underfoot.
Garrett's he's going to kind of stop for a second and start looking around.
You look around, and everything around you is dark. Do you have night vision?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
I do have dark vision.
Just on the edge of your dark vision, although you can't make it out and it's kind of in grayscale, you just see two reflections looking back at you.
Main.
It kind of goes up and down.
Like reflections
now as well.
of me, or just light reflecting?
Light reflecting,
Okay.
Two.
An animal.
Yeah, of sorts, something. As it kind of.
Yeah.
Also seems to vertically go down and then back up.
It's going to take kind of snap a piece of wood off one of the saplings and just chuck it in that direction.
Well, before you chuck it, the snap sound alone, you hear, and it and runs away.
Yeah. Garrett's then kind of roll his shoulders and turn around and start heading back to camp.
All right, you make your way back to camp. Flea.
I am hunting like I am told.
Survival.
19.
D4.
A 1.
You successfully hunt a large hare. It's gray with these black spots, almost like leopard print in a way.
After grabbing it, I'm gonna scurry back to camp, drop it off, and then try and go out for another hunt.
Negative. We ain't doing double rolls, buddy.
Ah.
So, as you make your way back to camp, Flynn.
All right. What Flynn is going to do is Flynn needs to find a nice little flat area of dirt.
Plenty of it.
Yeah. Once he finds, he's going to sit down. He's going to take his drift globe out and going to shine it right on this little flat area. He's going to try and flatten it and soften it up. I'm going to take that rod out. I'm going to press it into the dirt, and then I'm going to roll it. And then I'm going to look at the imprint. And what do I see?
It's actually kind of smart.
As you roll it on the ground, the imprint is as such. The tip of where the crystal would be to the top end of that picture on the wall, and then the bottom where the butt of the handle would be to the bottom. It kind of looks like this weird looking lightning bolt.
Interesting. So it looks like a weird lightning bolt, and then I'm going to because I do have a pearl on me from our first day of playing. I'm going to identify it and see what it is or what it used to be.
Absolutely. Go ahead, burn the spell slot, burn the pearl. Okay.
Wait, does the pearl burn when you identify, or can you reuse the pearl?
No, it burns.
Yeah, material components are consumed in the casting of the spell.
Oh, then I don't even have it anymore, so don't even worry about it.
So you didn't identify it?
Nope.
Okay. Good thing I didn't say what it was.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. But that's what the graphic looks like to you.
Are you going to communicate this with your Rockbin? Or not Rockbin, depending on who you ask?
Yep. We'll.
Cool. Does it look like Harry's lightning bolt scar thing? Is that what that's supposed to be, basically?
It's just a lightning bolt on the road.
Okay. All right.
And once again, it has this top end that's without gem, basically, without that crystal. It's empty, but the hands are there, or the finger, or whatever you want to call those things to hold it in place, is still there.
Maybe once we get to the checkpoint, we can find somebody who knows a little bit more about it.
All right. Would that be all you want to do tonight? I'm guessing you're going for a long rest, yeah?
Yeah.
All right. As Flea is gutting and cleaning his prey, you got Gareth bringing in and stoking the fire. Amara, who's pretty exhausted from the day and whatnot, begins to drift off. John also sleeping. The individual that you've been dragging with the hole in his leg, as you look over to his calf, you see it starting to get infected. As it definitely starts to darken around the entry point.
I'm going to try to tend to it as best I can.
Medicine check.
23.
It's infected, 100%. And it doesn't help that it was doused in poison.
Can I try to clean out? I have a dagger. I have a fire. I want to try to attempt to clean it as best I can. I want to give him.
Go ahead.
I want to give him a stick to bite down on if he wants it.
What are you gonna do?
We need to clean the leg, otherwise you're gonna lose the leg.
No. Get away from me. Get away from me. You're not touching me with that.
You're declining medical attention.
You doomed me and my family the second you took me away.
You wanted to lead us someplace.
And then yet you take me as a hostage or a prisoner.
I did not take you as a hostage. My cohorts who did will be disciplined accordingly, but currently you need to receive medical attention either from me or you'll have to wait and probably lose your leg once we get to the checkpoint.
No. I can't trust you. No. After what you did, you've already doomed me. Just leave me the fuck alone.
I'm gonna knock him out.
Boom. He's quiet.
This really is becoming just a prison escort.
This guy's got the lumpiest fucking skull in the whole planet.
He's gonna get medical attention whether he wants it or not. This is tough healing.
Up, love.
Okay.
Alright.
As you clean the wound, first off, medicine check, because, fuck you.
22.
You surgically perform to the best that you can with whatever crude material you have on you. You feel satisfied with slicing out the infection, cauterizing the wound of some sort. Um, he doesn't wake up from your knockout. He is completely
He's
quiet.
still alive though, right?
You're welcome to do a medicine check and find out.
Okay. 8.
You look at his chest to see if it rises, and it does. Very slowly.
Okay. I'm gonna try to make sure he's by the fire, he's warm, all that jazz, and then I'm gonna start preparing for
Is it
night, I
long
guess.
rest time, guys?
We do need to do watches and keep especially close eye on Amara.
Okay. Who's doing first half watch? Who's doing second half watch?
I'll do second half watch, I guess.
Nobody volunteers for first?
I'll take first.
I'll do
Alright.
second.
Let me do a quick roll. You all gain the benefit of a long rest.
Right. Cool beans.
Over the course of the evening, as quiet as went, even though you're just off the beaten path, off the road, the morning turns into decent. We're going into the fall season, but it's still quite lovely at this time of year. Think early September, mid-September. As you all wake up, Amara yawns loud enough to wake the horses, or at least to get the horses to kind of neigh to some degree. John also wakes up with a loud yawn and kind of stretches, starts doing those little back twists. Anyone got some bread?
Yeah, I'm gonna, or whoever. I don't think I was or I guess I am carrying it. Yeah, I'll distribute bread.
Okay, as he thanks you for it, Amara looks at you as if she was hungry.
I'll give her some too.
She
If there's any rabbit left, we can eat that too.
She takes the bread from your hand.
I'm gonna use that 6 pieces, 7 pieces.
I'm sorry, for everybody?
Yeah.
Technically, it'd be you got 3 prisoners basically and 4 players, plus 2 horses.
Yeah. Well, they can. I don't think they can eat the bread.
If you feed them, I'm sure they'll eat it, but that's up to you.
Sure. I'll give them bread.
Amara begins
So
as you hand
9?
the bread. As you hand the bread to Amara, she quickly puts it in her mouth and chews it right in front of you. She mumbles to you, as she's chewing.
Attractive.
No. Come here. I want to say something.
I'll kneel down. But I'm gonna stay out of her reach.
She spits the bread all over your armor.
I'm gonna get up and just walk away from the situation.
Mm-hmm.
She doesn't eat. I'm gonna say to everybody else. I'm gonna check the horses. I'm gonna check our other prisoner, the guy who's probably dead.
As you check the horses seem to be A-okay. The prisoner that you performed operation on is still in the exact same position you left him sleeping in.
Can I check and see if he's alive?
Medicine check.
That's a nat 20.
You throw your fingers to his carotid. You feel no pulse.
Good. Glad. Well, she's gonna sigh and have Gareth still carry his body, I think.
Gareth, Thalia turns to you and asks you, what words do you want to use there, Thalia?
We need to make sure he receives a proper burial. So I need you to still continue to carry him.
Gareth was like, we can bury him here.
And waste time?
We can leave him. Nature take its course.
Fine, I'll carry him. And how's Buddy? How's Buddy doing?
Oh, he's still lame.
This is
He still
he
has
is
a limp.
okay.
He still has a limp, yeah. He favors his foreleg.
I'm gonna give him another cure wounds.
Sure. I mean, definitely is taking a better liking to you, but the sprain is still a sprain of sorts.
Yeah. Okay.
Flea, you see this conversation between Gareth and Thalia about nature taking its course or taking it for proper burial. Does Flea offer anything to that conversation?
Not really. Flea doesn't really care anymore. He's let his anger out. So he's just trying to move on with this whole thing because he's getting more and more annoyed between the bickering of the two ladies.
Flynn, you look down at this lifeless body next to a smoldered campfire.
What a waste. Anyway, I take out the rod. Oh, by the way, guys, I figured out what this rod was. And out of character, it appears that the pearl is never consumed when using Identify. And so that would mean I would still have it from my original day of playing.
That's news
which
to
means
me.
it would have cast it. I got it on Twitter from Jeremy Crawford. Got it all over Reddit. It's everyone says the pearl is not consumed.
I'll give it to you. Okay, fine. You absolutely cast it, and let me just give it to you. I had it written down here. Give me 1 second. This is a rod of my own making. I call it the Rod of Thunder Nova. According to what it does, the rod itself charges any gem that you put into the top of it, worth 25 gold or more, and it gives you 3 charges of what I call a Thunder Nova, which is a DC dexterity saving throw of 13. Failed saves, takes 2d8 damage, plus pushes things back 10 feet within a 10-foot radius.
Well, we do have a sardonyx and a couple diamonds.
All right, hold on. You say so Rod of Thunder Nova, and what was the effect again? Is it 3 casts of
10-foot radius, dexterity saving throw, DC 13. Failed saving throws is a 2d8 damage of lightning damage. And it pushes everything back 10 feet within that circumference that fails.
So 3 casts of 10-foot radius.
On the third charge, the gem shatters and blows up, doubling the effect of what that is. The damage is the same, but the 10-foot radius goes to a 20-foot radius on the third charge.
Does it hit the caster?
One way to find out.
I mean, the caster did die in the last when he dropped the rod.
Yeah, but he dropped it. So did he really cast it? Or is that just an effect of dropping it?
I don't know, because considering he casted it and the gem shattered, meaning it was the third cast.
Or
And
did
it
he
went-
drop it and the gem shattered?
It automatically charges it, so I'm
Yeah,
not
but
too
he
sure.
dropped it and it broke.
I'm
Well,
not
that's-
too sure. No, Frog said it automatically charges it once it's used. And on the
Okay.
third charge, it shatters.
I understand what Frog said. I'm saying what happens when we misuse it.
So
Flea will be nowhere near there. That's what's gonna happen.
So you
Okay.
got all the information you need there, Fate?
No, all I got is Rod of Thunder Nova. Third cast is plus 10 radius. Lightning damage. 3 casts of 10-foot radius. What is the main spell? do?
It's just
Call-
like I call it Thunder Nova. So look, I'll just say it again to make it easy. You get 3 charges for every gem you put on top. Okay. On the 3rd charge, the gem breaks and doubles the range of that save. Outside of that, everything else is fine.
What's the damage though, and the effect?
2d8 lightning damage on a failed saving throw.
You said a pushback or no pushback?
10 feet on the 2 charges and 20 feet on the last charge.
Is it that radius? Is that the radius or the pushback
Both.
distance?
Basically, the effect is doubled on the 3rd charge minus the damage.
So you shall not pass, staff.
And it's circular from point of origin.
And the save was Dex.
Dex save DC 13. Got it? Yay, nay?
Yep, we're good.
Beautiful. All right, cool. So, I forgot where we left off there. All right, guys, it's the morning. What do you guys want to do?
Let's get started.
Yeah.
All right. For the sake of time and where we are, I'm going to say you guys are about 5 days into your journey at this point in time. So you're halfway down the road. Days have passed. Your breads are getting smaller and smaller. Your rations, please make account of what you're losing. The Karen, Amara, would absolutely at this point let you guys know that she's missed the ship. That our opportunity and her mission has failed. She would continually remind you over the course of a couple days. The dead body, did you leave it or did you take it?
We're taking it.
Okay. At this point, rigor mortis has absolutely set it, and after the 3rd day, the body starts to smell.
We still haven't hit the fucking checkpoint yet?
You're going down the road.
After 5 days, we haven't hit one checkpoint.
No.
Okay.
I think we need to bury this body. I don't see any. No one's gonna be able to identify it soon.
Yeah, I agree.
Gareth kind of shrug it off his shoulder, dropping it to the ground.
Oh, now you want to carry it?
As he drops it to the ground, it's
I
almost
never
like
said I wouldn't.
it's almost like a log. The body is literally rigor mortis and like inflamed and like puffy. It's fucking disgusting, actually. When you really think about it, it's fucking gross. But yeah, the body is absolutely starting to smell. The gas begins to expel from whatever open holes there are.
Okay. Well, Flynn, can you dig us a grave, please?
Certainly. Boom, boom. Put 2 5-foot by 5-foot cubes off the road somewhere.
100% enough to drop a body in.
And reach over, drop.
All right. Let's. I'm gonna say. May he find his way to the. God, I cannot fucking remember any names today. What do you call the side of a mountain?
I call it a
Side of a mountain?
Okay. Yeah, the
Ridge?
side of.
Mountain range?
I don't know. The side of. May he make it to
Mountain face.
Mount Celestia, whatever the fuck the afterlife is that Bahamut lives at. And then we're gonna keep going. Well, I mean, bury him, obviously, but
John would kind of just when he doesn't say anything, he just stands there. He just looks down at this puffy body. This I can't believe this trip. It's just awful.
Definitely not what was expected.
Welcome to the real world. Ba-dum-tsh.
Oh boy.
Thanks, Flea, for essentially killing the guy. Appreciate that.
Hey, he's the one who caused this.
Make
Amara.
sure to let.
Amara will say, so we add murdering to your list, huh?
Man, she has a really twisted perception of what the Dogs of War is, doesn't she?
Just get me to the port so I can finally report you.
All right, we're gonna keep walking.
Another day's journey. Down the road, as the terrain begins to open up a little bit, and under certain crests of trees, you could see in the vast distance the possible horizon of ocean water. A figure.
Can't be much further now.
A figure. Small at first, and as you keep on walking east, gets larger and larger to you.
Suppose that's a good sign. More travelers on the road. We're gonna keep walking past him, though.
I'll quickly whisper to Thalia. Did say something about a hunter.
If there's a hunter, then I will assume responsibility and explain myself.
Okay, just letting you know, this might be a fight for all of us.
If it's a fight for all of us, then I will handle. I'll try to handle it as best as I can.
Okay, boss.
The figure gets closer. Closer. Large enough now to distinguish that it seems to be humanoid. It seems to be one that walks in a manner that's, what do I say, broad-shouldered to a degree. And
I cast Mage Armor.
I'm sorry, that was so good. I was about to take a sip, and then all of a sudden I can't switch over.
the sun, the sun shines down on the street, and this white hair can be seen kind of blowing in the wind as it gets closer and closer. The occasional shed of purple flesh seems to shine into the light. Orange robes and something used like a walking stick gets closer. I would say about 400 feet away at this point.
We're gonna keep walking.
I mean, I'll follow.
Flea will have his crossbow out.
How many times does Flynn have to keep burning spell slots in order to keep his mage armor up?
It's 8 hours, so I mean,
Oh, is it really?
Yeah,
yeah.
it's a
Wow.
good chunk of time. It's a
Okay.
cast in the morning and forget.
Okay.
This figure gets close enough now to see in full detail this individual as she begins to walk almost past you, or at least enough to be within hello distance.
Did they have any marks of the Dogs of War at all?
You're welcome to make a perception check. All of you, if you wish.
Hey.
That's another nat 20.
Okay.
Perception. 10.
16.
That's a 1. I'm blinded by the light.
The rock bend would make eyes on this individual's clothing attire to see a very similar patch that you yourself wear, Miss Rockbend.
Right. I will is similar, is it more intricate of a tree than mine, or is it
Nope, it's
like identical?
Identical.
Okay. I will yeah, I'll just nod as we pass, I guess.
Oh, fuck. Oh, hello.
I see you're a rockman as well. You wouldn't happen to be on an escort mission, would you?
We are.
You wouldn't happen to have a... As she reaches into her backpack. A lady Amara with you, would you?
This is she, and I'll gesture to our tied up.
She
Bitch.
literally, she's like hunched over the body of this horse. She looks up. Huh? Help me!
Oh my! This is Lady Amara? Your
This is Lady Amara.
VIP escort?
Yes.
They tied me up. They're taking me they're kidnapping hostage.
We're not kidnapping her. We're following the orders of our contract.
Excuse me, and she'll go over to the horse and start untying Amara.
Okay. All right.
You can
Well, no.
try and
Hold
stop
on a
her.
second.
You
Hold
can
on a
try and
second.
stop her if you want. I mean, this
Yeah.
is...
Hold on. I don't necessarily just because you have the patch does not mean anything. You could just be imposter. I'm gonna have to step in front of our contrarian Rockbend and say, with all due respect, our orders are to bring her safely to the port.
Yes, your orders were to bring her safely to the port 3 days ago.
Unfortunately, we were attacked on the road, and she was trying to drive the party too hard. So I took matters into my own hands and tied her up so that we could continue at a healthy pace.
She denied me the opportunity to complete my mission, a grave important mission. And she tied me up too. And they are to be tried for murder.
Murder?
If there is any
wrongdoing,
let it be placed on my shoulders, not the rest of my group. They were simply following my orders.
I will need to know exactly what happened, but before we do that, I will need to untie Lady Amara. You
How
have
do
no
I know
idea
that
the
you're-
importance of this mission.
How do I know that you're not going to interrupt our own mission?
And how do I not know you're a bunch of thieves and vagabonds that are kidnapping Lady Amara? She doesn't look like she's being escorted, does she?
No, she certainly doesn't. I'm gonna pull out my... He can't fucking read it. Why'd you make such a restrictive system? God damn it. Not you. I'm talking to Frog.
Oh.
Frog's gotta have his convoluted fucking contract system. I don't know how
Well,
to
don't just
fucking
stand there.
proceed.
Free me.
Look, if you don't mind, I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to untie Lady Amara, and we can have a civil conversation.
Fine,
Be
but
warned.
if you run, we will hunt you down and complete our mission.
Be warned. When she touches you, peoples, do what she says.
She charms people when you touch her.
I have a few tricks of my own. Lady Amara, and she extends out her hand.
Well, she's still tied up.
Oh, well, she extends out her hand to maybe like a free
Okay.
hand.
Thank you. Give me a wisdom saving throw.
She will also have to do her wisdom saving throw as well.
No, it doesn't. Don't elvish people have immunity to that? Or resistance, at least?
I'm a
they do have
tiefling.
resist-
Please hold.
He has resistance to fire.
Oh god, that rolled so low.
So did I. I rolled a 7.
Oh, so we're both charmed by each other?
Mutually
How does that work?
Let's just say it cancels out. Make it simple.
All right.
Okay.
She doesn't seem that charming at all.
She actually kind of like rubs her wrists because they're all indented from the bindings.
Sir, I'm glad you agree. God.
Well, there we are.
They need to be reported immediately to the higher ups.
Yes, with all due time, Lady Amara, there is still a mission at hand. I do hope that you know the significance of what you have.
They clearly don't. As far as I'm concerned, they got in the middle of this deed.
What is your mission, by the way?
It's none of your concern. It's only of high importance to the people who need to know. Your job is to make sure I got there safely and on time.
Well, you messaged something about a message. Maybe I could help you somehow.
Flynn, it's none of our business.
You could have helped me days ago.
Now, let's all calm down. Please.
Shall the three of us talk this out, or
I'm going to assume over the course of the time you relay everything that has happened.
Okay.
Frog?
I'm okay with that.
Well, I understand that unforeseen circumstances have happened, but I do think you did take some extreme measures here with Lady Amara.
perhaps I didn't ask to be the rockman of this group, and I haven't received any formal training as a dogs of war. So I apologize if my methods are not to standard.
Amara would, under her breath, there's a fucking surprise.
Now, Lady Amara, please.
I've been bound for 6 days. Dear Rockbend, you have no place to tell me how I feel right now. With respect.
I understand, but you are still breathing.
Barely. You should have seen the individual that she murdered earlier.
Look, we will let the dogs worry about this in due time. I will make sure that there is a report made.
She disgraces the emblem.
We do have limited time before the next ship leaves. After a few days, I did leave the port to make sure that you were still on course.
I fear we're not going to get to Wreck on time to make sure everything goes smoothly.
To be clear, we did not have a time frame on our contract.
To be clear, you prevented me from going to get there on time.
You were going to kill your own horses.
You were going to kill me.
We were never going to kill you.
I barely ate. You didn't offer me water. You slung me over a horse for 5 days. You may as well kill me now.
Man, she's so dramatic.
She's kind of
Aaron.
a princess, by the way.
Yeah, I see that.
Full Karen.
Listen, and the tiefling, who has not given you her name yet, will take her staff and wave it across the air, leaving kind of like why is the word escaping me now?
See, it's not just me, man.
Astral sigils. What are those things called in the starry sky? Constellations. Thank you. Why was it escaping my brain? And she's going to divine the weather for the next 24 hours.
Oh,
Interesting.
fucking slightly breezy. Solid 74 degrees.
We have a
Cold front.
clear, we have a very clear and sunny day ahead of us. We can make a lot of time up and get you to the next boat, Lady Amara. Please. Let's make our way.
But
And if you are not pleased with this company, we can find you new company. On a ship sailing to Brecca.
any word on Maurice? The hunter.
Any word on Maurice?
Out of character, no sightings have been reported.
I'm sorry, but no word.
Last we heard, he was up north, just past Ashwood.
Yes, well, the north is quite the perilous place, and she'll just stare off into the distance.
And I'll be honest, I hope Maurice finds Lady Thalia. Well, are we going or what?
I'm sorry, I was lost in thought for a minute. Yes, please, if it's okay with the party, we should keep moving.
Absolutely. I trust you'll make sure that she doesn't push the group too hard in the run.
I'll be keeping a close watch on her, as well as you as well.
Understood. Is she going to get on her horse
Damn
willingly this
fucking,
time?
she's getting on Bucky.
All
Is
right.
the other horse still injured?
Oh yeah, there's definitely a limp there.
I've been trying to put. I want to. I have been putting cure wounds into.
You're
The
definitely
other one.
stopping the swelling. You're definitely helping, but you know it's a
Okay.
horse. It takes time.
And
to get
yeah, I'm going to communicate this to our new rock band.
So at this point, she'll give you her name as Raka,
Raka the rock band.
and she'll go over to the horse and cast a cure wound spell.
as you pump a cure wounds into this horse as well. It kind of raises his hand up and down, moves his fucking hoof a little bit. Still has a slight limp. It's getting better. It's going to take some time, but
Good.
the more cure wounds you pump into it, less swelling, the faster the healing process would absolutely be.
Good.
Is
Alright,
anyone else still injured in your party, by the way?
I don't. Is anybody else still injured? I haven't taken stock of that.
I'm still technically missing some health.
Well,
But
you guys
when
had
the
5
long rest-
days.
Everybody should be max health,
You're-
max dice.
You should all be max everything right now. Correct. It's been 5 days with no real issues. 6
Okay,
days,
then
technically.
yeah, I'm good.
That's
Disregard.
good to hear. I came across a bunch of unfortunate souls earlier in my travels to the city, and they were begging for scraps. I did my best to heal them as I could, but they were resorting to ill-gotten gains, unfortunately.
Seems to me like there appears to be a large group of people who are needy these days in these parts.
That's who they killed earlier. A couple of bandits who can barely hold a staff or a sword, and they struck them down.
Staff?
The grave is
Yeah.
not that far from here.
Unfortunately, we have no time to waste. Please, let us forward.
I'm gonna continue leading the horses just because I like horses.
Get your hand off the reins of my animal. You don't even earn the respect to even holding my horse. I got this, thank you. I said unhand him!
I'm gonna keep going. Fuck it. She can't stop me.
Bitch, please!
Calm down.
Listen, Lady Thalia, please, if you allow me, we do not need to escalate this situation any further.
So be it. And I'll comply, I guess, and I'll just walk by my side by myself, I guess.
Gareth will walk next to you.
All right.
Hey, Flynn, Amara would, as she's riding her horse, or at least, trotting next to you, she'll come to your side. And she'll start talking to you a little bit.
Oh, does John have any
Dude,
insights here?
John's been like this for like 7 days.
All right.
He's dead.
Mr. Flynn,
Yes.
you're okay with the treatment I've gotten in the past 5 days? Do you feel it's wise to be put in the crosshairs because of Thalia?
Man, if you rode off, you'd be dead by now. So,
Or on mission?
you got lucky.
And to
I
think-
highly doubt someone like you would make it through this road.
She puts her nose up as her true colors are showing. She's kind of a bitch. Obviously her visual appearances aren't really having that effect on anyone anymore. As she kind of trots to the front of the line.
If is she leaving the other horse behind?
You said they're tied together, right?
Well, yeah, but if
No.
she wants to, if she's going to be pushing both of them really, really hard, Buddy's not going to get any better.
Raka
So
was
I'm
leading
not
the
going to
other
let.
one.
Okay, all right, good. I don't want the horse. I have a soft spot for the horse. Okay,
Because you want
they
one
will
of them.
not die as long as Thalia has something to say about it.
All right, to fast forward a little bit, another day, another day. There's banter back and forth throughout that time. Raka explains just what she's doing at the port. You're welcome to explain why you're coming from that direction if you want.
No, she won't. She'll keep it tight-lipped.
Fair enough. Amara would speak to you, Raka. So have you procured another ship then? Another vessel, yes?
We've made arrangements, but it will probably not suit your standards. But it will get you there in a timely manner.
Tell me it's not a fisherman trolley.
Slightly better.
Whalers?
It's a sloop.
Days on open ocean. Days. Oh.
At
And
least you won't have to worry about a fishy smell.
the oranges?
We will make sure that there's enough citrus on fruit. You don't have to worry about scurvy.
Sometimes.
Thalia's going to be like smiling a little bit to herself underneath her helmet.
Sometimes loyalty takes a price. Something some of us should learn. She looks back at Thalia.
Thalia's towards the front. She's not.
Wherever the holy
Yeah,
fuck she's
okay.
standing.
Yeah. She's not like. I just want to make it like she's not like trying to avoid things by staying at the back or like hiding. She's definitely willing to still be leading this group.
Raka, since you procured our travel, question for you. Do you know of any wardrobe accommodations? Do we have time?
Perhaps in the city, but I don't have any extra garments on me, I'm afraid.
Oh, it's awful. Another day goes. Oh, go ahead, sorry.
Oh, no, it's fine.
Another day passes, and at this point in time, the ocean is in clear view as the terrain kind of once again divots down where you can see into the distance. It is nighttime by the time you reach the outskirts of this town. Shilma Thamar. The road is kind of traveled at this point. You do see wagons in and out, coming in and out. There is some hustle and bustle, being a small town, only a small population of a couple of hundred. But for what it is, there's two docks that you would be able to see as you come in. This is an elvish themed town, so it definitely has the elvish kind of aesthetic to it. In fact, I have an Atmo for it.
Is this like an elvish continent?
The western side tends to be more in the elvish lands, correct?
Okay. Do they have elves on the other side of like elvish
They exist.
settlements on the other side? Okay, all right.
Like
I'm just curious.
There's Russians that live in the States, but more Russians live in Russia.
Well, no, I'm just saying like actual like it seems like one side's very dwarvish and the other side's very elven. So I'm just trying to understand the typography.
From what the campaigns have witnessed so far, that is an accurate assessment, albeit
Okay.
not exactly
Okay.
accurate from a bigger picture. But yes, you guys hung out in these general regions.
I just want a world book, Frog. That's all I want.
There's a big thing on the back here. This big giant picture of Tal Rune that's been there since like day one.
Yeah, that has no labels, no nothing.
You're
so
right.
yeah,
You fucking. If you
I want a world.
If
I
you
want a
wanna
world
take,
book.
If you want to take the time to scrapbook and take some notes, I'm more than happy to accommodate.
No, I want you to do it, and I want to read it.
I have done it.
Well,
Okay, let me read it.
That big city by the coast right there where she's going to was once filled by a bunch of snake people, and now it's not.
Nevertheless, as you guys get to the outskirts of town, uh, some of these carts carry a large amount of lumber, furs, some bottles that jingle jangle as they go past you. They greet you in an elvish manner as you pass by. Coming into the town itself, once again, very small for what it is, but thematically elvish. Let me change the map here real quick. Please hold.
I do apologize, Frog. I just realized I have 2 points of exhaustion. All of my skill checks should have been at disadvantage before.
That helps.
I am sorry.
Here lies Shilama Thamar. And you would be entering town from this way, where I just dropped all your tokens. How come the compass didn't come out?
it's on top of the cloud.
There you go. Once again, as you enter town, it's a smaller town. There is some agriculture here, but as modest it is for an elvish town. Once again, you got 2 ports. There's a large ship in the first port itself. In the distance, you could see sails in the vast distance that kind of shimmer in some of that last light. It is towards the evening time right at the moment. Think dinner time, 6 p.m. ish. The weather itself, once again, lovely. The salt air, you can smell it. The coastline, as the warmer waters in this location breeze onto the shore, and it tends to mix with the chillier air that's coming off land, creating some sort of a mist, a slight fog that just kind of coasts through town. Think London in that sort of way. The air, once again, is salty, but with the fall foliage that's in the process of beginning, you have that smell of the leaves that change the color for those that live in the Pennsylvania regions, mixed with that salty air. That being said, the town itself, the ship that you see, there's a plank, and there's people going on and off with crates, barrels, wheelbarrows, things of that nature.
Yes, well, if you would all follow me, I don't know if you want to stay at the inn or Lady Amara right to the docks, but follow me.
Oh,
Any business that needs to be taken care of as far as my treatment of Lady Amara, uh, let's get it done soon. I really need to rest.
It shows how much you know of the dogs. There's no official outpost here, you moron.
Just said business.
There's no outpost to... Why do I even bother speaking to you? Just take me to an inn, please. I could use a bath.
Oh, okay, well, how about you take Lady Amara to the inn, and I will settle the business at the docks then.
Sounds like a plan.
Sounds fantastic.
All right, what's the nicest inn in town?
There is but only one.
Oh, okay.
Raka would give you directions to the inn.
Let's get that menu. What are we eating tonight, boys?
The inn,
A meal.
The inn is called the Crimson Cup, apparently.
Crimson Cup.
The Crimson Cup. As you enter
I
it,
like that one.
It's definitely, it's elvish. It's a little bit more upper scale, more proper, albeit still very much a tavern / inn on the upstairs. I have an Atmo for it. There seems to be individuals there. A lot of them are sailors, but many of them look to be business-esque. You know what I mean? They don't look like your ragtag people. They seem to have some degree of established either hierarchy, nobility, something. They just seem to be more proper. They have their chins in the air, their backs are straight, they don't slouch. And some of them are armored, some of them aren't. There are different, not embroidery. There are different identifying marks on some of them. Some would be recognizable to be Holy Empire. Some of them recognizable to be more on the Elvish side of the equation. You don't see any dogs of war here at the moment, that you can tell at least at a first glance. There's a very lovely Elvish woman playing on a lute of sort in the corner. Just very kind of harpsy kind of music. Nothing, no words or nothing. Just kind of ambiance itself. The bar smells of lilac as you enter in.
Should I secure your room, Lady Amara?
Now you follow orders? Sure.
All right, I'm gonna try to get us some rooms.
You make your way to an Elvish man at a bunch of kegs at a bar. There's goblets everywhere, and these flasks are very fancy and intricate with liquid in it. It's unmarked, but there's a bunch of liquids. You could smell the aroma of fish baking in the back somewhere. Yes. Can I help you?
I need what? We got 10 people now.
10. I do not contain rooms to house 10 people.
Just we can split it up. However, the rooms are.
Okay, 10 of you all. Let's just go with 5 silver per head per night, please.
Can we pay by as the days go? Or do we have to pay up front?
Definitely up front, please. This is a functioning establishment, and it's not like you can sleep anywhere else, as he kind of makes a joke about it. Kind of relishing in the idea that he's the only real proprietor of this type of business in this location.
50 silver, huh? That's gonna tap out all of the fucking party money for silver. Oh, yeah, I guess I can give him what, 5 gold. That's much better. Yeah, we'll give him 10 gold for 2 nights.
10 gold for 2 nights?
Yeah.
Absolutely. I have 3 rooms I can break out for you. Here they are. Room 5, 7, and 8. Freshly vacated.
Is one of them nicer?
Our nicest suite is suite number 10. Currently, nobility is currently staying over. They just came in from shore 2 nights ago. I believe they're paid up until the next departure.
I guess she'll just have to do. And I will grab the keys and distribute them accordingly.
Continental breakfast in the morning.
I'm gonna tell him that if he sees another person with this sigil, the rock band symbol, to tell them where we are located at.
Sure. Rock band, dogs of war. Understood. Here's your keys. Excuse me, sir. I'll get you 1 second. As he points to another patron.
I don't mean to keep you. Have a good day.
You too. Take care. Thank you so much.
All right, and I'm gonna give bitch her key.
She doesn't even thank you. She just takes it.
Good.
And she begins to walk up the steps that kind of wrap around the bar balcony into the room area on the other side.
I'm gonna address the rest of my group.
You turn around to face Flea and Fate and Flynn. Oh, and fucking Gareth.
Yeah. Okay. I need to sleep. I'll be in whatever room I take, and I'm going to give them the rest of the keys. Come get me if I'm needed. Perhaps one of you might be so kind as to try to procure me a tent.
Sure. I
Thank
might
you.
need some funds, but I can do it.
If you, how much is a tent? What's like a ballpark of like what a tent should go for? So I just know how much to give him.
Couldn't be more than 50, right?
I mean, whatever the Google says, I'm pull on equipment.
Okay.
1 second.
I'm looking it up too. Calm down. Don't be a baby. 2 gold pieces. So I'll give him 5 from my own stuff.
Yep, and that tent, by the way, is a 2-person tent.
It'll be a one-person tent.
No, there's only a 2-person tent in the.
I understand that, but it's gonna be a one-person tent used. You're
Why
not
would
gonna
you?
let anybody else
Why you gotta
in
be
it.
that way?
You're not gonna
Yeah,
let
but
anybody else
I'm
in
okay with it being 2-person tent. I'll set it up myself. I
Well,
don't give a
she
shit.
needs a
I-
2-person tent, for one for her and the other one for her ego.
My
it.
ego.
Oh.
My ego. What the fuck do you mean?
Shots fucking fired.
Wow.
Boom!
Wow.
Headshot.
Right. Man.
Man, let's go. Where's the store? Link the store. Link the store. Link the store.
It's gonna be a shitty store, Flynn. I don't know
No,
what
it's
you're so
not.
excited
Something
about.
awesome's going to be in there by mistake. We're going to take full advantage.
The legendary fishing rod.
Yeah, it's the one you get from the final quest of the fishing quest in Skyrim.
It's going to be that book that increases my intelligence by 2 after reading
So
it.
I have separated their magic shop. The magic shop in this town is called the Arcane Minded. It is a general store that has the back shelves are like this thematically. Here's the magic stuff. Everything else is mundane. So let's say this general store will have all your generic basic necessities: bolts, arrows, quivers. Generic
Oh, man.
mundane weaponry.
Definitely pick up that scroll of catapult, Flynn.
So yeah, I listed up 2 things. One is the scroll list, because they seem to always take up this fucking space on this storefront thingy that I use. So I separate them into 2s now. So the first one is the store itself, and it just focuses on the magic items that they're featuring. And then the other store is the same store, but just the scrolls. So let's say where all the Pokemon cards are in the store, that's where the scrolls are. And in the back wall is all the items.
So, Flynn, can you just learn any scroll? Is that right?
Yep. Well, if
Eh.
it's just usable by a wizard, yeah.
And I also use a homebrew when it comes to scroll usage. Anyone that has arcane as a skill, you can use the scroll. You don't have to. It's not bound to druids can only use druid scrolls. No, fuck that shit. The spell is on the scroll, so as long as you can read it and decipher it with the proper arcane knowledge, you should be able to cast that spell.
Spare the Dying is 20 gold.
I'm gonna attempt to go to bed and sleep off some fucking exhaustion points.
It's a great idea.
Dogs, please behave yourselves.
The stores aren't open anymore, are they? Because we arrived at night.
Oh yeah,
it's dinner time, so they can be open for some quick stuff. In fact, so Thalia's going to bed, so let's just remove her from the situation. Gareth, are you going to the store?
Sure, I'll go there with Flea.
Flea, you're going to the store as well?
Yeah. I'm
Flynn.
being a good little rat and picking up a tent.
Flynn, you're going to the store too?
Yep.
Okay, and then Raka, you're going to the dock, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay, fantastic. All right, sweet. So here's the first thing that's going to happen. As you guys go to the store, and side note, you guys can absolutely go ahead and fuck around and get what you need to get from the store. But on a side note, as you're walking down towards this store, you see this really weird looking walled structure. This wall is like 15 feet high. Nothing else in this whole fucking town has a 15-foot wall. It's really strange. And as these people are coming off the ship, there's like a line of people, and they keep on hurling bags, banana peels, or junk over this wall. Like they kind of go up a ramp and kind of dump it in, and they bring the empty barrels back down. As you're passing by, you 3, you hear crunch, crunch, growl, crunch.
Is it garbage? Is it garbage goober?
They got their own garbage disposal.
No Rick and Morty references? Anybody?
There are guards.
Never watched.
There are elvish guards wearing green tabards at the 4-point corners of this location. They seem to be like statues.
Let's go to kind of in front of a guard, but it's like, hey, first time in town. What's behind the wall?
Please stay back for your own safety. But this is how we take care of waste.
Ah, so like a garbage dump?
Crunch, crunch, bang, growl.
Okay.
Yeah, I hope that wall holds, man. Carry on.
Right next to the wall where you are, you could see the wall get hit.
Oof.
Let's pray they
Well.
survive the night.
Let's hurry up and get some shopping. Get the hell out of here.
Yeah, more or less.
Let's go ahead and do that.
Bang, crack, crack, as it fades away as you walk away from it. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Then I was gonna say, yeah, let's get away from this. The wall that's shaking.
Fair enough.
Screw that shit.
I don't know what a garbage goober is, unfortunately.
Well, now you have the video. I don't even know you
I'm
talk about Rick and
garbage
Morty, man. It's
goober.
such a good show.
I don't watch TV anymore.
As you
TV
guys
watched me.
As you guys head to the store, for sake of time, you're welcome to just message and, burn your gold on whatever you decide to buy. Just let me know what it is. Raka, you make your way to the docks. And it's at that point that you see an individual on the dock convulsing on the dock as if he's having a seizure.
Oh my! Let me help you.
You see a bunch of people already assisting. There's at least 4 or 5 people. 3 of them are holding this guy down in what looks to be maybe some sort of a medic or doctor hovering overhead. And you see him struggling.
I mean, she's confident in her healing skills, so she's still gonna rush up there.
Back up, give us some room. He's still struggling, and as you're approaching, you're about 15 feet away at this point in time. And as your good intentions to try to assist, this individual breaks free. And kind of, he's starting to stand up, once again convulsing and just growling and kind of just screaming. You can see like a vein in the top of his head and everything. You'll see him grab this dagger off the side of one of the people that were holding him down, and he begins to jump up and stabs the doctor straight in his chest. And as the other people are trying to pull him off, he's just continually stabbing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and they're trying to break free. He pushes one guy off the dock.
Damn, you went full Michael Myers.
Shit. Number 1. Number 2. I guess I will take to action and send a guiding bolt right into his chest.
Okay. Roll to attack. And please flavor it.
Okay, 14. Hopefully that hits. So after she sees that and she's in mid-crowd and they start dispersing after like the daggers going into the throat, she's going to take her staff and bless it with one hand, where the crescent moon on her staff starts glowing white, and she just spins around and slashes it horizontally, and the after image of the crescent moon starts coming off the staff and heads right into the individual.
Like a shooting star across the air. Boom! Slams center mass. This person, mid-stab, he's maybe on his 10th stab when this guiding bolt gets to it. The doctor's all fucked up, but it literally like shatters like fireworks as he gets sailed backwards onto the dock. The dagger falls out of his hand and into the water. He lies lifeless as everyone just kind of stops and just looks at you.
Is everyone all right?
The doctor! And they all kind of rush to the dock.
She'll rush over to the doctor and start healing him.
As you rush over, everyone else is already at that location, and they're clearly quick. Put some pressure on it. He's literally pouring blood out of his chest, pouring blood. He is lacerated. He had to take at least 7 to 10 full-on stabs to the chest cavity. He's actually, you can see blood just start to pool out of his mouth and drip out of the side as you see him struggling to breathe as well. You attempt to pour a cure wounds, like a regular one.
First, seeing as this condition she's in, she'll spare the dying.
Okay. Good luck.
And then she will start curing wounds.
Well, first I want to see what the spare the dying looks like with you.
So she lays her hands on his chest, and immediately when she does, a pink circle emanates from the body on the ground. And it's more constellations. Now that I know the word.
Tell me, do the constellations singe into the wood on the dock?
It does. So basically, the pink sigil, the circle, expands out, and everything that's inside the circle looks like space below it, even though it's still ground.
That's dope. Absolutely. As you pump this spell into this individual, you hear the gagging and blood. Spittle comes up and it smacks him in the face. It's just like all over his face. His chest, with every heartbeat, is just shooting blood out of his chest. And he's in bad shape, dude.
Okay. And that's, I guess, when she starts pumping cure wounds into him. And her singular horn in her forehead starts glowing, and a kind of like a shooting star touches her horn as green light emanates from her hands.
So is this a tiefling unicorn?
It's a tiefling with one horn.
Yeah, that's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
Interesting concept. That's a change. I dig it, actually. So there's the horn. Okay, I get it now. That's pretty dope. All right, so as you pump this cure wounds into this doctor, you feel as if it doesn't take. As you pump, it's like pumping a cure wounds into a dead body. The spell just doesn't feel right to you. It feels cold. You know what I mean? It doesn't take, like, whatever life force is there is not accepting it. Perhaps too far gone or beyond repair, at least a spell of this caliber. So I'm not going to allow you to burn a spell slot for that, as the spell thematically failed.
And as it happens, she'll just close her eyes and sigh over the body.
And one, like, last, it tries to grab at your neck and then kind of falls out. Actually, I'm sorry, wrong person. The doctor dies trying to reach, and that's my fault. The dead body tries to get up and does that, and kind of falls backwards.
I'm sorry, I was not able to save the doctor.
The fuck was that about? What happened? I don't know. What happened? He just attacked him. I don't understand what was going on. Like, the whole dock, about 20 to 25 individuals, elves, half-elves, and humans, just chatting about what just happened.
She'll close the doctor's eyes and then start questioning everybody around as to who the person was that was attacking.
I don't know. It just out of nowhere. It just became. He was doing fine yesterday. Why would Anorith just attack like that?
I just left Gareth. Oh, there he is.
Oh, sorry, what was the name?
The individual's name that you shot in the chest is Anorith.
Anna.
Does Anoreth live here in this town?
Yes, he's a regular here, the dock hand. He always helps unload and load ships. He's been doing it for years.
Any reason why he would attack the doctor?
I don't know. I mean, he's been acting strange the past 24 hours, like sick. He's been coughing a lot, but that's really about it. He's complaining of chest palpitations. Something in his chest that he feels like it skips a beat.
Can I do a medical check on him with that knowledge?
Sure, you approach his body. Roll a medicine.
Natural 20.
You check his body. You look at his bare knees, and they're scuffed up and scarred, probably from the manual labor he does. You check his sides. Everything seems to be a-okay. There's some bruising under his right rib. It looks to be weird. Maybe an impact of some sort. Maybe he was punched, or maybe he ran into something. You get up to his neck and you feel around for his neck. There's absolutely no pulse. The muscles are very tight in his neck. The vein in his head is darker. It does seem to be like, it's there, but it seems to have that bluish tint to it. Almost like a big vein of sorts. Nothing out of the ordinary, but weird. Nevertheless, maybe he just had a big fucking vein in his forehead. You feel his skin is cold to the touch around his cheek, and you kind of open his mouth and you kind of investigate on the inside. Teeth are not well maintained. They seem to be rotten in the back. A couple of teeth have been lost already. Doesn't smell too pretty. Smells of fish mainly. Seems like fish was his primary diet and brushed maybe twice a week, if that. One of his teeth seemed to be replaced with some sort of fake tooth contraption. You look in his nose, and inside of his nose, there does seem to be like crusty bits on the inside of his nose, almost as if he got punched in the nose and his nose was bleeding, and then the blood kind of dried on the inside. That kind of concept. But then you noticed, upon death, the tear ducts kind of open up, and the tear duct itself has a hue of like a greenish blackish kind of a hue to it. It's very think watercolor if you were to mix the two colors together, and it kind of just drips to the side. Out of curiosity, you see that happening. You decide to open his eyes. You notice his irises are a tint of red. And as you open the eye up even more, you see black veins on the back sides of his eyes, hidden under skin. Like you would have never known it. But by opening, almost like when you have red eye, same concept, but black. Black veins seem to just scour both of the outside of his eyes.
Anything that I would have had recognized before?
Meaning?
If I would have come across something like this,
Nope.
it's like, okay.
Nope, this is definitely not medically known at the moment.
Okay. Do I have to...
As you check this, one of the other dock hands that are there, you see, you start, you hear coughing. That's about it.
Oh boy.
I don't have detect magic prepared. All right, so medically, I'm astounded by this. Where was the doctor operating out of? Was it just him, or was there anybody else there?
I don't understand what you're asking me.
Where did the doctor work out of? Does he have an office?
The doctor's over there. This is Anerith.
Yes. The doctor, does he have a location to examine a body?
Well, of course, he's our only doctor.
Where is that location?
Over there.
Okay, so she'll ask some people to bring both bodies to the doctors, which
Okay.
she will be going to.
They take 15, 20 minutes to heave-ho these two bodies, and they kind of relocate you to the doctor's office.
She will ask to send a messenger to the inn to let her know where she is, and she will try and do an autopsy
All right.
of the guy who went insane.
Well, first things first. The doctor's office also substitutes as a 4 to 5 bed location as well for those that wish to spend the night under some sort of urgent care of sorts. 2 of these beds are already filled with 2 individuals who seem to be very, very ill as well, coughing. A couple of them coughing up like the spittle that seems to be, red, but like a dark, dark red, almost as if it was mixed in with a little bit of a black situation. You would notice that only because of the garbage can or the waste basket with cloth that seems to be soiled in that, right? It's subtle. It's nothing too out there, but yes. As you enter in, they obviously question, is that the doc? What's going on?
So she's going to take note of that. Like, everything's under control. Please remain calm as she closes the curtains.
Sure. This is going to get gory. You
How
close the
am,
curtain. Shh.
All right. Who's here with me? Anybody?
As far as I'm concerned, you close the curtain with just you and the starburst guy.
Starburst.
The one you shot a star into.
Oh, okay. Okay. You can do this. You can do this. And she'll guide herself
Okay.
as she takes out her dagger.
So behind this curtain, this is clearly a normal area for this doctor to function out of. The doctor who's, by the way, dead body is on the other side of the curtain. You're with the dockhand that did the murder. So there's utensils here. Roll a medicine check with advantage because you're taking your time. You're not under any kind of duress.
That's a 23.
Okay.
Plus, I mean, if you need me to throw a guidance on top of that. Okay.
Well, you're performing the autopsy, buddy. Start talking.
All right. So first, she's going to open up the chest cavity, where
You begin to make your initial incisions down the center of the sternum. Slowly at first, as you kind of, this is not your everyday to-dos, but you're doing what you can. It is a fresh body, therefore the blood is still not coagulated, and it does begin to bleed. As you expose the breastbone and peel back the skin, you see a normal structure: rib, bone, muscle, that whole jazz. Continue.
I don't see anything here.
Do you wish to go beyond bone?
Maybe it's in the brain.
So you don't want to go beneath the rib cage?
Well, so sorry. So that was just visual. Okay. Yeah, she'll go further. She'll check out the organs. Just
how do you wish to open up the rib cage?
I feel like you should just play Surgeon Simulator.
That's exactly what I'm going to do, because I have a mace and a dagger, and I don't imagine they have any motorized drills.
No, not at all.
They probably have a bone saw ready.
Yeah, if they have a saw, I'll either use a saw or I'll use a dagger to try and break the chest cavity to keep going in there.
Okay, dagger it is. So the patient on the other side of the curtain hears a puncture as a dagger into bone snap would be heard. He would also hear crack, and then an ew, maybe a squirt of blood on the curtain. And they just see this from the other side, so it begins to seep through to the other side just briefly.
If only I had prestidigitation.
Crack again. Another bone snaps as you're kind of like, you kind of doing like a can, like old-fashioned can opener kind of concept. But with your roll, you cleave through it, although it doesn't look pretty. The bones kind of and pop as you start ripping open chest cavity, exposing lung, heart, stomach, liver, large intestine.
Nothing out of the ordinary.
Diaphragm. Give me an investigation.
Can it be medicine? Just because I'm life domain and I'm a druid as well.
I'm sold.
All right. 16.
Okay.
Plus guidance if I need it.
The blood is much redder than it usually is. Almost a dark color. Like a dark color. And as you...
Like it's been like air touched for a while, even though it hasn't been.
Yeah, I guess that'd be a good way to say it. Let's just say it's taking a much darker shade of red than normal blood would, or what you are familiar with. As you kind of push the lungs out of the way to expose the heart directly, there seems to be some scar tissue on the heart. There seems to be black veins that kind of engulf the heart, almost as if it was crushing it.
Nothing I've seen before.
Nah, not at all.
Can I trace the veins to see where they're coming from, or if it's just like wrapped around the heart?
You're welcome to try. As you kind of, push the heart to the side, you kind of put your fingers in, around the artery, kind of following it, seeing where this origin of this would be. And as it wraps around to the back, your hand is basically inside this dude's chest cavity behind the heart to kind of feel around, and you're kind of twisting it. And as you twist it, it begins to beat in your hand. And as it begins to beat, the head of this dockhand attempts to bite you.
Oh my god.
And
So wait, the heart was beating, or
Yeah.
where I traced it to was beating?
where you traced it, the whole heart began to beat in your hand. And as it stands up to try to bite your hand, that's where we're going to end tonight's session.
Right.
Fuck you.
Yep. All right, guys. So at least we got to that. That's exciting. I'm happy we made it to that point in time, guys. And honestly, I think thematically that's a nice place to stop for the evening. Yeah, weird stuff, guys. Interesting autopsy. Extra experience points for you, sir.
All right, I didn't know we were gonna go CSI with my new character, but we did it.
Absolutely, guys. So, I appreciate you all for completely fucking up my writing session for today. That is A-okay. We made it to town,
Glad
guys.
to be of service.
Yeah, it's all good. You guys want to keep skipping combats? I'm okay with that. Nevertheless, we have you guys at the fucking the store. We have Thalia snoozing. We got Amara taking a bath, much needed because she probably fucking stinks. We got the dockhand that's murdering people. The doctor is dead. Performing an autopsy. We have a lot to pick up with on our next session, everybody.
What class is Raka?
Druid cleric.
Nice.
Good.
All right, let me actually
I since I was getting rid of one of our clerics and we lost another cleric, I decided to go double down on the healer.
Yeah. That is good.
So give me 1 second.
Oh man, we have good berries now. We'll never die in the wilderness.
I don't have good berry.
You need good berry. Good berry is so good.
I think I can get it because I think druids can prepare spells too, but
Yeah. Yep.
It's also a druidic spell only.
Yeah.
I know rangers know it too.
You guys are level 3, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, he started
Yeah, we're
level 3 from the get go.
Did we finally level up to 4?
It's been 84 years. So Matt, how do you like my League of Legends themed character?
Is that what you were going for? What's her name? I don't remember what her
Soraka.
name is.
So it's Soraka. Her name is Soraka, but her nickname's
okay.
Raka.
Okay.
Yeah. At this point, we have we have an ADC and a support. Now we need a top laner, a mid laner, and a jungler.
Well,
So I have
technically, you are considered Darius. Our jungle would be Thalia, and Flynn's our mid laner.
I would be
I'm the
closer
jungler?
to Sion than Darius, but I'll take it.
I have
so
so
you're
many
Sion.
like characters made, and I'm like,
yeah,
I need a
you'd be
healer.
like
The only
Jarvan.
healer I have is this person.
What
You'd
am
be
I?
Jarvan. You'd be
Jarvan?
Jarvan.
I
You'd
don't
be
even-
the female version of Jarvan.
I don't know Jarvan.
It's ironically fitting.
So I
Given
can,
his
I,
do have
Jarvan's
we do have a
lore, that's
team.
ironically fitting.
We
I
do
can-
have a team.
I can name drop some cameos for Raka's backstory if I need to.
Let me guess, Warwick.
Oh please, no. Warwick's not part of her backstory. That's the old story. That is not the new one.
Oh,
Yeah,
That
Jarvan.
story-
Jarvan seems right.
All right,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
by next session, guys, I would like you guys to please level your characters up to level 4.
Fuck yeah. All right.
Woo! ASIs. ASI.
I don't get an ASI yet.
don't I get a feat since I'm level 4?
I think everyone
You can
gets
take
a
an
feat at
ASI
level
or
4.
a feat.
Except for me, because I'm level 2 and level 2.
All right, guys,
Multi-class.
before we get going here, any questions, comments, or concerns?
Can I have a horse?
I'm sure Miss Amara would love to hear your argument for getting one of her horses.
Oh, I don't want one of her horses. She's corrupted them.
She's corrupted.